Welcome one and all to sunny California. Here we are at Lompoc, and we're going to do something a little bit special today. We're going to look at engine failures and let's get going. So here we are, up over the mountains to the east of Lompoc. We're going to have ourselves an engine failure. Now, unlike Trevor Jacob, I'm not going to open the door and jump out. Let's say we don't have a parachute. Let's say we're having a genuine emergency and we need to find somewhere to get this down. Now, here we are without power. We're going to switch all of this off for a start. There we go, now it's an emergency. So we need to find the best glide speed, and for the Piper Cub, the internet tells me it is 43 knots. So we're going to adjust our trim and our angle of attack. We are going to find 43 knots, or get as close to it as we can, so that it sits there on its own without us needing to interfere. Right, there we go. That's maybe 44, but close enough. So this is now our best glide. We're at 10,000 feet. Yes, we're surrounded by mountains. We might be able to get over that peak, actually, from this angle. But let's not risk it. What we do have through here is a lovely, lovely riverbed, which has nice long straight sections. Off in the distance in the lower areas here, there are fields. I think if we'd have the time and space, in fact we're going to do it, just so that I can show you that it can be done. So just a gentle turn, so we don't lose too much height, we don't alter the speed too much. We just let the aircraft come around. There we go. So we're coming back in the other direction. So you see, there's no reason to jump out the aircraft. We've got plenty of time. So now that we're in a steady, stable glide at our 43 knots, the magnetos need to be off. We've done that to simulate the failure, so that's fine. Your ignition or master switch needs to be off. We'll switch it on for a second so that you've got radio. You'd call and make a mayday. You tell people where you are, what your intentions are. You try and restart your engine. We've got lots of time to have a go at trying to problem solve what's happened here. Let's say we've gone through everything, engine doesn't want to start. We're going to switch that off. We don't want any electricity pulsing through, just in case we have a fuel leak or anything like that and there's a spark. We want it all off. Yeah, everything off. Fuel shut off if your aircraft has a fuel cut off. And a master switch as well. It'd be worth having off. But yeah, here we are over mountainous terrain. I could spend all day chatting to you and we'd still be pootling along. We're what, 8,000 feet now, and we've done all of that in less than 2,000. And yeah, the airplane wants to kind of move around because it's windy, but we're maintaining best glide. We've got all the time in the world. We can think about what spot to land along here. There's trees and bushes to look out for, but there's like sandbars. There's a lovely big sandy bit over there. I think that might be an ideal spot. We'll get a little bit closer when we lose a bit more height. I'm just happy for this to kind of spiral. But no, I think if you have a parachute, do you really want to jump out the aeroplane? We've got options here, and also there could be somebody walking in these mountains or in these hills that could get hit with our wayward aircraft. I know the likelihood of it is very low, but I think I wouldn't want that responsibility. But hey ho. So I'm not going to obliterate an aircraft for YouTube likes, but we can have a bit of fun on the simulator. So obviously as we're getting lower, the mountains alongside us are kind of closing in a little bit, and that reduces our options. I would have glided off out that way straight away if this was the case, but I am very happy with our progress with this. Now I'm aiming for the back portion of this dusty section, because I know that I can drop the flaps, we can bring our aim point forward once we know we're definitely going to reach it, and we can slow the aircraft down and have a nice, hopefully gentle, soft landing on the sand there next to the river. It's worth looking as well, you know, where do I need to go to get help? Worst case scenario, you're injured and you're going to need some sort of medical assistance. If you follow the river down, is there a town? Is there a road? To be honest, there isn't a lot up here. It's very remote. We're definitely going to make our aim point now. Just gonna try and side slip it again just to see if we can just lose a bit of speed. I think the wind is coming from the north as well, which is really helpful here because we're landing into wind, which is another factor to consider. And another thing to do is the angle of your wings. If you've got an artificial horizon or something that allows you to sort of see what your degree, you know, your drift is, you can kind of point your wing at your landing point, and you know if you're going to get the profile right to kind of glide it in. So I'm still trying to lose height here because we are very high. But again, the closer we get to the bottom, then the more detail you can see on the ground. You might see a house or a hut or somewhere that you can go to get help. If you were going to do a journey like this anyway, I was hoping you'd have like a personal locator beacon or something on you. You've already made your Mayday call, like, what, 10 minutes ago now? There's probably a helicopter or something on its way that will be with you in 20 minutes. So, stage 1 of flaps. And I think we're going to go stage 2. And we still might need to side slip just to get it down on our aiming point. Now, what has generated since we were kind of at a distance is that there are trees and bushes. And I think what I'm going to do is aim to kind of pass over the rather bushy one by the river here. And kind of aim to land and go in between these two if we're still rolling at that point. But we're at 40 knots. I'm going to side slip a little harder. We don't want to land on top of this tree, but we want to get ourselves down just before it. Okay, flare. Flare, 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 flare. Just gently brake. Gently, 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 gently. And there we have it. Safe and sound. And we haven't endangered anybody by leaping out of an aircraft like an idiot.